Thank you so much, Rishabh. Let's do some yoga. Yeah. Since 2 o'clock, we are sitting and we are listening to great ideas and great things. So let's clap for Rishabh for such a wonderful platform for us, all of us, and let's clap for each other as well. So we are making it more stronger and more efficient tool day by day. So yes, we are running late on time, so I'll keep it very short, very concise to my idea of sharing the knowledge which we have gained with our implementations for medium to big size enterprises. So, so today I'm going to talk about the successful ERP implementations, challenges, especially with the organizational change management. I'm not sure how many of you actually experienced it, but we have experienced it many a times. The resistance, the resolutions, we have found the ways to resolve it. So, sorry, I'm a bit nervous, so please pardon me. So, a little bit introduction for about myself. So, I have completed my engineering in computer sciences from Punjab Engineering College. Before that, I was a professional cyclist and learned a lot from the field of sports. I worked with many blue chip companies on the SAP domain. So we have done large scale implementations, and that's where this experience and this actual resistance we have observed. And yes, I'm responsible for course and solutions these days. So I'll just skip up this part. Just there are a few names of our customers and the theory we believe in. We believe in synergizing the values with our customers, with our partners, with our vendors, with our all the developers, and of course the community. So, when we call ERP implementation, I think it's a contradiction because without business planning, no business can even start. Enterprise resource planning starts from the very same day when you conceptualize the idea and think of starting a business. So we feel that it's a contradiction. So we always treat it as a ERP migration rather than being a implementation. Now, yes, we have to always define the success. What do we mean by the success of this ERP migration? So we call it a success when organizations and individuals support business process flows that improves the results. Business processes are transformed into increase the number of happy customers, improve the information flow within the organization, bring more transparency, bring all the departments closer to each other so that they are in a very synchronized way, seamlessly integrated to the end customers, and adding more comfort to each stakeholder within the supply chain, right? It should not be a case that somebody ordered a TV and he receives a radio. So this is what we define as success, and the success for achieving this success there are certain challenges also which we have identified. The biggest challenge is the harmonization of people, process, and technology. Second challenge we have observed as the unclear objectives and destinations. The objectives of ERP implementation from the stakeholder point of view, from the investor, from the sponsorer of the ERP implementation are many a times very vague. They are not to the point. So that sometimes becomes a challenge. Assembling the right team. Again, as I come from SAP background, I understand that there is a in-house team and there is an implementer team. So with the in-house team, there has to be a uh, very much emphasis or very much care should be given while formulating a team of the process owners who take the responsibility of their processes while implementing them, while communicating it them to the implementing team. Communication between the various stakeholders, various users, and all the people who are going to be affected by the ERP migration. Time and effort estimates, and then last comes the change management, organizational change management. As I said, there's a lot of resistance. You must have experienced this resistance when you try to change your habits, right? Isn't it? We have subconscious learning. Now, when we try to change our subconscious learning, we find it very hard. And so does it happens during the implementations also, with large scale implementations also, because employees who are working with the system for last so many years, it's very difficult for them to understand a new thing, change to a new environment, to change their working habits. So there is a always a resistance. So let's discuss about these reasons of resistance. As I said, comfort with the status quo. The users, they are very comfortable with their status quo. They don't want to change it. In fact, it's human, right? At the end of the day, if you have to change the habit of your kids, it takes you sometimes months. Am I correct? Yes. So then another thing is lack of awareness. Many a times in big enterprises, people who will be using the system, they don't know why we are going through this migration. They've never been communicated about why this need of change of system is actually required. What is the need? Why we want to do it? So lack of awareness is one of the factors. Organizational restructuring, this change management or resistance to change comes because of the organizational restructuring also. Many a times the user is expected to do some extra activity also. Why? Because the system is automated. There are certain processes which just need minor manual intervention, and it's been awarded to them as an extra job. So they feel that, okay, this is something which I don't want to do, right? Because of the status quo. Again, yeah, the next reason for resistance can be the lack of training and expertise. Proper user training is very much required for the success of any system migration. And last but not the least, the sponsor's involvement. In an organization, everything flows from top to bottom. So if the project sponsor or the company owners, they do not show an excitement to a new system, the excitement will not flow till the bottom. I hope everybody agrees with me. Yes, no? Yeah. So, yes, sponsor involvement is very imperative for the success of your ERP implementation. So, do work very closely with your project sponsors. Ask them to participate in routine with the team, with the users, and put this communication or the awareness across to their various users. Now, mitigating the resistance, as I mentioned, that try to work with your project sponsor as closely as you can, organize workshops, organize training sessions, and enhance communication, work with the managers and supervisors, put the goals across to your managers and supervisors in a very clear and concise way so that they know when they reach the finishing point, right? If you are running a race, you should be aware where your finishing point is, right? So uh, again, develop the key end user community, work with the program managers to again clear the communication and to give the right direction to the entire team or entire set of people who are going to be affected by this change. And work with the HR in creating or emphasizing the policy which will encourage the people to get onto the new systems. Yeah, I remember one of our speakers, they said that there are two ways of doing it. One, first is you encourage them and then you penalize them, right? So I believe in the first philosophy that you encourage them and encourage them before. I think penalizing should be the last resort. It should, in my personal opinion, I will always discourage it. But yeah, sometimes you have no choice. So with this, I'll just end up my talk. I think I am uh, through with my idea of bringing your attention to this change management, because it plays a very important role when you are implementing it for medium to large enterprises. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rishabh.